Alright everybody, what is going on? We are on day one of the Corolla build, and today I'm not alone. I got some special guests for you guys. I don't know if you guys could see me because there's a lot of shade and sun and it's all weird. It's a good day. It's a good day to be doing stuff. But again, like I said, I'm not alone. I got a special helper. Say hi. So basically, to remove the headlight, there's a bolt here, obviously. And then there was also another one right over here. It was a Phillips. And then there was two bolts over here on the side that were 10 mils. And then there was another one. Don't forget about this one in the back. But there was another one. Where was it? There was another one, I think. Oh, this guy right here. This guy, always remember this guy. It was one back here. If you don't take this one off, you won't be able to take the headlight out. But this one was also another 10 millimeter, same size as the side ones over here. And then there was another Phillips right over here, close to the corner light. Once you remove all those, pretty much your whole headlight will pretty much come off. This is in case you're wondering what I'm taking off. These are the two bolts that hold that little turn signal housing in place. Only way of removing that, if you want to ever replace it, is by removing the headlight. It is a pain and a hassle, but you can actually take it off. So by removing this guy, or by the way you do it, is you would actually have to take your headlight off and get in there, or get underneath the car. And there's two right here, right there. There's two 10 millimeter bolts that hold it in place, and you just get to take it out. But anyways, that's the way to do it.
Of gasoline. Welcome to another crime scene. Get a little bit of gasoline. Welcome to another crime scene.
Alright, so the next step is to remove those two big bolts. Those are the ones that hold the bumper support in place. That one, and then there's that one. I sprayed it with PU blaster. That way it kind of loosen up the threads a little bit. So it won't be too tight, or I won't strip something out. I'll show you guys how it looks with the bumper off. All right, so there you have it, whole bumper taken off. It was literally just this bolt and that bolt, and I did forget that there was another one in here. This one, it's a little bracket that goes in there that kind of holds, yeah, it holds the bumper in place as well. But also, if you're replacing a bumper off of a A92 or sedan, Corolla sedan, it's gonna have this little bracket. So always remember, remove this 10mm bolt and your bumper will just slide right out. But there's a whole front end off, well, kind of partially, from bumper, headlights, grill. So, cool part about this stuff is that at first I was thinking on how to mount this whole entire section onto the Corolla, but turns out I could actually unbolt this whole entire thing right here and use the factory one. So that's what I'll do, since the bolt pattern is the same, or the distance is the same for the factory one. I'll just use that one and mount this piece onto the ES250 radiator core support. That way all this stuff in the bottom won't change. Maybe some things will change here and there, like maybe this guy will probably have to be removed, or put a nut in the back maybe. I mean, as far as that goes, I think that's about it. But for now, yeah, I could do that. I could, you know, kind of just mount it on there, and that way when I put the grill back on there, it actually sits flush onto the hood latch. Yeah. Alright guys, so that'll do it for day one of this supposed not even a build, it's like I guess a custom kind of thing that you could call it. So as you guys can see on the video, I don't have the Lexus lights on there or anything that I said I was gonna put on. So basically, I'm pretty sure I recorded. I'm not too sure if I did or didn't. If I didn't, my bad. I was having a bit of a hard time trying to figure it all out. So basically, when I put the top hat, or the top part of the radiator core support, like for it to work so the hood would be able to close and everything. It had to be right there, right? So the the hood props would go in there, and the hood latches and everything, it would all mount on there, so it wouldn't have any issues with closing the hood, right? But the issue with that is that, as you can see, these guys are a little bit far away from actually bolting up onto the fender frame itself. So in order for this to work, I actually had to maybe move this a little bit more inwards, like right about there, to where I would be able to kind of mount it onto the fender frame itself, and I won't have any issues. But the issue with that is that now not only this guy sits further in, but now I would have to figure out a way to put the hood latch outwards in a way to where it wouldn't interfere with the hood locking up. And then, not to mention, I just saw right now, it's overlapping the radiator. So this setup, as I looked more and more into it, I saw that it wasn't gonna work. And then not only that, but the headlights have the shape of the curb, right? Here, let me show you in a better way. So this shape right here is, curvy, right? It's also the same shape in the back. So even if I were to make that work, I wouldn't be able to mount the headlight on there because the headlight is longer. First of all, here, let me see if I can find a headlight. It's a good idea. It was a good idea. It's a good thought and everything, but like I said, as you guys can see, the headlight is longer. Now, of course, here, I'm gonna show you with the with the driver's side. Actually, it's a little bit better. So that'll sit flush right there, right? As flush as I could possibly make it work. But like I said, as you guys can see, so that's leveled. That's leveled on there. To the best of my knowledge, from where I want it to sit. But as you guys can see, the headlight is longer than this curvature right here. So even if I were to remove this factory radiator core support, the back part still has its shape, it still has its curved shape. So this wouldn't be able to mount. And then, not to mention, the condenser's in the way. I moved it a little bit to see if I was able to kind of clear some areas, and it kind of cleared a little bit, but not enough to where it sits flush to where I want it to. So in order for this headlight setup to work, so it could mount on there flush, perfect and everything, so like, let's put it leveled right there to where I want it. It would have to go far past that, and then, not to mention, there wouldn't be any other areas for me to kind of mount on there. So it'll be a little bit tough for me to actually make this work. If I were to make this headlight setup work, not only would I have to remove this guy, but I would also have to remove the back part of where the factory headlights mount onto. I'd have to remove that part, and then chances are maybe the inside where the bumper support bolts up onto. So that it's more of a headache, and chances are it's more of an error as opposed to an accomplishment. And I don't want it to be an error. I mean, I don't want to mess up the body on the car itself, as far as like cutting or like bending or anything like that. So this idea, the Lexus ES250 is probably gonna be discarded. I'm not gonna go with that anymore. I'm not going that route anymore. It seems like it's a lot of work, maybe, or I probably need to do a little bit more homework to be able to make it work. Till then, I don't want this to be, the trial and error kind of thing. So I scratched that. I didn't want to go that route. But what I did do is I did put the impreza bumper. So it does fit pretty good. It fits nudged on there. I got it on zip ties for now because it's just mocked up of how the impreza bumper is sitting on there. So of course it's not fully 100% on there already, because there is some issues over here. Not issues, but little hiccups, to where I have to kind of adjust to see how to make this a little bit more flush, and make it work better with the fender lines, or the fender, the flow of the fender. But I mean, other than that, other than the corners, the bumper's sitting just fine. The bumper support is still on the factory bumper, but without it, it looks good. Like I said, it looks pretty good. It definitely is not safe to drive without the bumper support. So I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna take off the old. Well, not the old, but I'm gonna take off the factory bumper support and see how that is on the inside, and see how it mounts onto this one. And if it's pretty easy or close to mounting somewhat, then I'll just go that way, and I'll just I'll show you guys the process of how I'm doing that. That way, if you guys want to do it yourself, you guys have an idea of how to do it, or you guys have an idea of where you're gonna struggle, if you struggle. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna leave it like that, because the sun is starting to go down, and it is starting to get late, and haven't munched on any food yet, so I am kind of hungry. But yeah, that's the mock-up of the bumper. Once I get that settled in, that's gonna be done. Headlights, scratch that. I'm not doing that no more. I'm leaving it as is. The body is straight on the car. The bumper is just something that I wanted to do. Plus, the bumper is not really causing any kind of serious damage to the car, because the bumper is by itself. So once I get that done, then I'm gonna work on the side skirts, slap those bad boys on. But with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will catch you guys on video or day of modifying or upgrading number 2. I lost what I was gonna say. I'll see you guys in the next video.